Hello and welcome back to Starfield 2026. This is a build video. So I am going to be refitting the Star Eagle. You see it here in its stripped down state that I did earlier. I was going to do this at my outpost on Bessel 3, and then I realized we have a whole bunch of new parts, and some of them I can only get here. Specifically, I'm looking at the new cockpit, which I really want to use.
Okay, no problem.
So I'm going to start off coming over here. We're going to be keeping some of the parts from the old ship. And the way I want to do this is I'm going to start basically from scratch. Pull over the parts that I want to take from the old ship to the new ship, but pretty much just start from the very basics. So first of all, we need a landing bay. This isn't the landing bay I want to use long term, but it will have to do. Secondly, we want to have a hab. I want to use the Double-Decker Hab. Now this guy actually we enter from the top, so I will have to do this. Okay. Let's do it here. And now I need to do the cockpit. Now, the Cabot C4 is the old hotness, and it's been my favorite for a long time. But we just got this new Drake cockpit. You notice how it tacks on there. We've got mount points on the bottom, but the doors are only on the aft end and on the sides of this below component. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that like that. I think I'm going to change dockers. There. Hold on. I put that docker there. That kind of lines up. Not perfect, but it lines up. And we can put in something small. Okay, so I believe this is a doorway. So let's check that and make sure. We've replaced the cockpit. We've moved the docker. Actually, let's just assume that's a doorway. We'll come back and refit later if it isn't. This gives us access to 2 levels. We've got our entry level down below. We've got stairways. This is actually the F variant. There's an F variant and an A variant, and I'm not sure which one is which. But we either have the stairway going this way or this way. I don't think it matters which way is which for our convenience. That still doesn't look right. If they're not going to match, I'm going to make them not match by a distance. What I want to do here is I want to put in a Nova Galactic captain's quarters. We're going to be entering that from that one door right there. Okay, so we've got our couch seating area here. Goes north, and yeah, that should be right. On the other side, what are we putting in? Control station. So this isn't going to be the same layout by any means as my previous. Actually, no, let's make this living quarters. Just for fun, let's put some portholes on the front. So now notice that there is only these connections to this guy in here. Grabbing the engines and fuel and reactors and all that and pulling them off. We are not going to be keeping that or that or that. I do need to have a docker somewhere. Does this guy flip? This guy does not flip. I'd love to have a docker pointing down right here. Alas, we cannot buy such a docker here. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to put in an NG2 docker right there temporarily. Hope that all works. So what else do we have here? So we've got all-in-one berths, A and B. We've got armory, captain's quarters. We've got one of computer core, control station. Actually, let's just put up here the ones I want to add. Start from the beginning again. I want to add an A and a B. What's it doing? It's like if I have a entry point, it will do whatever's there. What I want to do though is duplicate. Okay, armory. We've got a captain's quarters. I don't think I need a computer core. I do need a control station. Maybe I need an infirmary. Got a living quarters already. Maybe I need a science lab. I'll put those up there. It keeps thinking I'm asking for a hab that fits on top of it. Don't need a workshop. Workshop, science lab, living quarters. So we maybe want a science lab and an infirmary. We definitely need those four. I don't want to build this too long. If you build it too long, then when you land somewhere, your little vehicle drops off the front of things. So what I really want to do is just have two more of these guys, one on the left and one on the right, and then two more up higher. So down below, on the low level, put an AIOA down below here, and AIOB. So the ground level is my living level. You are getting a Nova cross passage. And we're going to put our control station and armory like that. And I'm not going to bother with the science lab or the infirmary. There's our fuel. And it just struck me that you could build some Star Trek ships using this Drake cockpit. They would be wrong scale, but they would still work. Okay, so... now I need to put landing gear on. You know what? We could flip these so that the... yeah, okay. So let's grab boom, 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 boom. All of these off to the side. This puts our living areas up top. That's not bad because then they adjoin. Oh, I didn't want to have any connections to the back of these. Oh well, we'll do that anyway. Yeah, this connection's unfortunate. But we'll deal with it. Okay. Landing gear. Which we will set up in a moment. So now if I look at this, there's too few landing gears. Well, duh. That looks awfully funky. What configurations? We have middle and we have a similar one like that. I think I like that one. We're going to move the fuel tanks up here. Okay, footprint's good. No warnings, no errors. Well, warnings, yes. Errors, no. We still don't have any weapons. Okay, so weapons. My favorite weapons are not in this location. So what we'll do is we'll put some place. Oh, wait, no, there they are. Disruptor 3310 proton beams. There we go. So one there and one there. I need two more. Oh, we also want some of the new cowlings so we can put on some equipment. Okay, so let's do that first. Structural. Nova cowling B. U space bars. That. Okay, still no errors. Now, let's see, what can we put on the front? Stellar Reach antenna increases ship scanning distance by 20%. So I have that, which is 10%. That's 10%. Actually, I like that better. So that gives us some better scanning. I don't know whether these stack or not, but I'm going to do 2 of them because I like the look. Now, what other equipment can we fit on? We've got scrap units, which means we get more scrap, and we've got repair overdrives and reduced ship mass, and so reduced ship mass will help us maintain mobility and jump range, but we aren't having any problems with that yet. Okay, so weapons. So if we go back to our weapon thingy here, we grab our favorite weapon. Where can we mount this? How about that? Plenty of places to mount the weapons. Back. And we don't have to mount it in front of the window here. Although I want to see what that looks like. So we may relocate that weapon out there if this looks hideous from the inside. And what I really want to do is I want to put a flat docker up on top. We'll just put this one up here as our placeholder for the flat docker, which will go one of these 2 places. Oh, you can't go there. Okay. What can we put here? Scrap unit? Repair overdrive? So, shield reflector, reduce ship mass. I think I like the idea of my shields bounce incoming projectiles back at the enemy, right like that. Where else can we mount equipment? Okay. There's some other neat Nova structural pieces. There was a fore and aft bit, which I don't think I am seeing here. Nova spline? Yeah. Oh. That's additional mount points. In fact, I could Oh, come on. Yeah, okay. Kind of liking this. But I can't sneak one of these up underneath the back end there. This is a neat place to put something. Equipment. So we've got our shield reflector. So, how about repair system overdrive? That feels kind of compact to me. I'm not really in love with the docking bay here. I much prefer the Hope 4s, which would go underneath here, which means I would need longer landing gear. It's okay. So we know that we can't enter this from below. Let's take a look at the other dockers, the other bays. Oh, that's right. This place only has that one bay. Whoops. There we go. As we go around to various places in the world, I will look at other docking bays and maybe substitute out other landing gear. But that's acceptable. Oh, and we're ready to train the next level of Starship design. Let's see what it looks like inside. Remember, we aren't exactly sure about some of these connections. And some of these bits are new to us. So we enter from here. I think I want to turn this around.
Hey, Captain. Need help with anything?
Okay, we've got our cross passages leading to control stations here, and what did I put over here? Armory? Yep, armory.
Sometimes I just want to turn off the grav drive so we can float around.
Yeah, let's turn this one around. Then we've got crew quarters and a door for the captain's quarters. Nope, door for the other hab. And the door is unfortunately in place of the bed. I'm going to swap these two living modules. So turn this guy around and swap those two. Here's the door into the captain's quarters. Oh, good. It didn't punch a hole back here. Yay. I wish I knew the algorithm used to pick where it put the doors. What? Okay, this is captain's quarters. Right. And this is crew quarters. So we got a lot of crew quarters here. That's fine. We may be carrying a lot of people. And it's short and wide. Okay, let's go make the changes.
I can understand wanting to honor or even celebrate history, but this may take it too far.
Need some work done? Okay, no problem.
Now the changes we're making are all configuration changes. We can just select this, B for builder, select U, spacebar, and change this from F to A. Change U from, oh, your control station, never mind. The other two were this guy. He becomes berth A. He becomes a berth B. Okay, let's see what that looks like inside now. Not sure about this piece here. It didn't line up with that. I don't think there's anything else that's that design aesthetic. So I'm thinking maybe it's intended for this cockpit to sit in the back half, but that would mean coming out of the cockpit to the sides. Oh, maybe into double highs. Oh, you could build some very nice, very large ships out of that.
Let's get out there and do something new today, shall we?
Oh, I like this. And there's our docker. And that is obscured by the weapons. So we don't want the weapons on these circular portholes. I want to see windows there. So I'm going to do the windows, and I'm going to see what happens if we put in two of the stairways to the sides. So we're going to reorganize this.
Anything I can help you with?
Okay,
No problem.
let's look at these mods. So what are we doing here? First of all, you can't go there. Pull you out this way. Keep you as a placeholder. What we're going to do instead is bring these in like this. I'm going to build it so the ship is forward of this. So these are currently set up so that the stairway goes bottom to top here. Yeah. You know, if this is the back side of the ship, that. Okay, so the shield can't go on the top there. Need to pause for a second, and we'll be right back. Okay. Back to it. We have 6 of these modules that I want to put in place. I could sneak one down the middle here if I wanted to. How are we going to keep from having verticals? So one forward to this, one forward to this, and then 1, 2, 3 across and one back. Okay, what have we got here? Living quarters, all in one berth, all in one berth. So that can be the 3 across. Hold on. So if I do it like that, then we've got doorways in here. Might be okay. I'd rather actually have this be up high and bring these forward. So boom, boom, onto him. Okay, so that really does want to have one below it. Yeah, I guess we're stuck with that. But if we're going to do that, I don't really need the cross braces. So double-decker control station there. Living quarters and such down. Yeah, okay, we can walk through the stairwells to get to the other living quarters. Upstairs, armory and control station. We need to put the captain's quarters in there somewhere. That maybe? I don't like the idea that the captain's quarters is going to have a whole bunch of doors on it. So these really do need to be out that do like the captain quarters. Be nice if the captain's quarters were aft of the cockpit, huh? Okay, so we're not going to be having everything front-loaded there. Okay, so if we do that... And that allows me to put a porthole on the aft of the captain's quarters. There we go. Bring this up so the only access to captain's quarters is from the front. We've got space to put something else in there, like fuel tanks and struts and whatever else makes sense. We want to be coming in from the front. I don't want to come in from the front into my berthing. I want to come in from the front into my armory. Like that. So, landing bay into the armory. Armory has access to both of the ladders. Okay. And we've got there we go. So we're converging back on what I originally had, aren't we? Do. But designed differently this time. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it is different there. What have we got left in Habs to place? We've got a control station and an all-in-one berth left to place. All-in-one and living quarters. We'll take living quarters out that way. We may get rid of the living quarters. Now we can treat this as passenger space. Of course, our crew won't, but we can. So I have to take you off. Now we can edit you to be the right shape. Move you over there. There we go. Okay, so far so good. Keeping some of the things we built from before. There we go. So we still have our landing gear. And like I said, I will probably be replacing the docking bay at some point. Well, that doesn't look too bad the way I've got it now. What docking gear do I have here? Here. Got the NG-15s. These are too tall, though. The NG-15s would be correct if I were coming in from the bottom. So we can't use the NG-15s quite. Okay, and living quarters and control stations don't really need... Yeah, I'm going to put the windows in anyway. So, do I want to swap anything around? Captain's quarters is buried there in the back where I like it. Double-deckers. Yeah, I think that'll do. Where am I putting my shield? And we need to replace this with a better docker when we can. I think... Yeah. I think the repair system overdrive is going away. So we can put our shield there. I'm not sure about this. Okay, we'll get some better landing gear somewhere else. We'll just do that. Whoops. Back. It has to be that one. Okay. For now. We'll come up with better landing gear and a better docker and maybe even a better landing bay at some point in the future, but I think this is going to work. I swear that weapons number isn't right.
Assuming all systems are nominal, we are ready to depart.
Let's take a look. We come in from the front, and we have stairway and stairway. Not sure why one of these has a hatch and one doesn't. And aft on this side, we've got some living quarters. So yeah, the algorithms for how it chooses where to put doors and how it chooses when to put doors versus just a passage would be interesting to know. Okay, and here's our double-decker. We go forward and we've got crew quarters, living quarters of some sort. Here's the bridge. The other double-decker. Control stations. Hello. Okay. I think I may want to flip both my stairways around. Yeah, I think I want to flip my stairways. Almost done, I hope.
I can understand wanting to honor or even celebrate history, but this may take it too far.
You should inspect your ship for heat leeches. Okay, no problem.
Okay, just gonna flip these guys and look at what that does. Okay, get it from the front. Puts us in the armory. With doors heading off port and starboard to the stairwells. And aft of the stairwells, we have a little living quarters. Yep. Okay. And forward of the stairwells. Hold on. Sorry, bit of an interruption there. We had a knock at the door. So, come out and go up the stairway. We go into the control area. And same thing down here. We go back to living area, up the stairway into living area. This is the cockpit. We have our docker from the cockpit going up. We have co-pilot seats, pilot seat, very nice. Like the design. And headed straight aft from the cockpit gets us to the captain's quarters with a window in the back and no other access. The window took the place of the sofa that was there. Okay. I think I like the design. So I'm going to call this a video. We will be probably replacing bits here and there. For instance, the docker, I need a slimline docker. I'm going to look at replacing the landing gear at some point, but that's just as we get to the various places. So before I call it a done deal, let's fly it.
We're cleared for liftoff.
We're in orbit. What next?
Okay, full-powered engines, full-powered shields. We can keep those going forever. Our top speed without boost is 214-ish. I can boost. I can turn around and fly backwards at 200. Which means I can maintain range on anything that wants to follow me. So in theory, I can kill things that are chasing me without too much trouble. It's maneuverable, it's got the right weapons, and it just needs a couple of small changes to be perfect. So let's head back to New Atlantis and park it. So I have a package I need to deal with.
Do you have a favorite restaurant here? Mine is currently Whetstone, but it changes.
Oh, this is not good. Oh, there we are. I don't like the fact that it didn't get the ship in until later. Okay, it is photo time. And this, a picture of me standing outside the ship. There we go. And I will see you in the next recording.